More than once, the effects of monsoon season flooding brought our journey outside Pyongyang to a halt.
Something must have happened to the road up there or the bridge up there, but he told us to wait 10 minutes, but the only good sign is we saw traffic coming this way.
As we discovered minutes later, after our North Korean army guides convinced police to let our caravan through, a sizable chunk of the side of the road had been washed away, and a bridge just beyond that point was in a precarious condition. Back in Pyongyang a few days later, we felt more secure on dry and stable land, even if, as Americans, that brought us in close proximity to soldiers from one of the world's largest armies that still regards the United States as its blood-sworn enemy. To get a broader overview of the city of 3 million people, we headed to the Juche Tower where, on a clear day, the view is said to extend for 100 kilometers, but not quite far enough to peer into South Korea. We're at a height of 150 meters. 20 meters above us is the tip of the torch at the top of the Juche Tower, overlooking the capital city, Pyongyang. Back at the tower's base, we were encouraged to record our impressions in the guest book.
What did you write? What can I?
Yes. I said, we were very fortunate to visit on such a lovely day and enjoy the spectacular view of Pyongyang. It is certainly one of the highlights of our visit to the DPRK.
Yes, thank you very much.
The guide then translated for an official my innocuous impressions, which he recorded in his notebook. This reminded me of something that had happened earlier. I had been praised for the words I wrote in the guest book at the mausoleum, where the embalmed bodies of Kim Jong-il and Kim Il-sung are displayed in glass coffins. The strange thing is, I had not written anything in the guest books there. There were no guest books to sign after we descended 100 meters to take a ride through several stations on Pyongyang's subway system, which can serve as an expansive bomb shelter. The journey in these old German carriages cost the equivalent of just a few cents.
It's fantastic.
How does it compare to the New York subway system?
Roomier, it seems like. It's been a long time since I rode on the subway in New York. But this is great. Air conditioned and everything.
We're in one of the central stations in Pyongyang, and it's a lot less busier than it would be in New York or even Seoul. We can see people standing in the middle waiting for the trains, reading the newspapers. And as I said, a lot less hustle and bustle than we'd find in other major metropolitan cities around the world, but as you can see, very immaculate stations. During our 9 days in North Korea, we only were able to dine outside our hotels once. That was at the new Haedanghwa Japanese-style teppanyaki restaurant. A chef told us that it opened last year, following what she said was Kim Jong-un's guidance to bring this type of restaurant to Pyongyang and make it available to people from all walks of life. Cost for a typical meal, the equivalent of $30. That would be an extravagance for the average North Korean worker, who probably needs an entire month to earn enough to afford one meal here. When we asked where the tasty beef originated, the chefs explained it is from North Korean Myeonggi cattle, fed grass and corn. And Kim Jong-un, they are quick to emphasize, has given instructions about the proper breeding of the cows. Steve Herman, VOA News, Pyongyang.
여기